Welcome back to the channel, guys. I've got a really special treat for you guys today. This is my brand new 2023 KTM 450 SMR. In fact, I actually think it's the first 2023 sold in Texas. So it is just an absolutely beast of a bike. It's super awesome. I know I've been rambling about 450s for a while now. And the truth is that I got really tired of Tim and Peter wheeling past me on their 450s while I was on my Obali. So I just had to get one of my own. And I had to get, of course, the latest and greatest. So this is the brand new 2023 that just came in. And I've taken a few laps on it already, but I wanted to take today to kind of do an up-close examination of the 2023 KTM 450 SMR. I hope you guys have fun. Yeah. Before we continue, please make sure you guys like and subscribe. And with that out of the way, let's get to it. So basically, this is a 450cc Supermoto, and honestly, it's my first 450, okay? So that's my preamble there, right? I'm not an expert in 450s, but I've had a chance to ride Peter's 2018 450, and obviously we spent a ton of time out on track. 450s are becoming really popular in this region here, and so I just really wanted to get one for myself as well. So I got one. It comes directly from the shop, race prepped, track prepped, and that's really it. There's no headlights on it, there's no taillights on it, there's no license plate bracket. It's really meant to be just taken straight to the track and just ripped on. All the updates are really focused for track performance. So a revised chassis. The other thing that they did was they rotated the engine block back like 2 degrees, and supposedly that lowers kind of the center of mass, or like mass centralization is the theory behind race bikes, right? And so it means that it's gonna have better handling, better corner stability, those sorts of things. The other really cool thing that's exciting to me, because in the world of like motards, dirt bikes with track tires, the bike that I ride the most is the 65cc mini moto, right? The mini bike that we have, that we endurance on. This is basically just like a blown up version of, right? But one of the great things is that it's modern. So if you come over here, there's no kickstart they have to deal with, so none of that fuss. It's not a 2-stroke, fuel injected, so no carburetors. It's just a modern machine. Okay, so I just want to turn on so it's illuminated, but if you can come closer here, this is the quick shifter button. This is traction control. You have 2 different power modes, and if you hold the 2 buttons at the bottom together, that activates launch control. Isn't that crazy? It's like legit track technology on a Supermoto format, right? So like that, the quick shifter, traction control, the different power modes, launch control. Like my RC8C over there, in parts over there, literally doesn't have half of that there. So like the RC8C doesn't have launch control, doesn't have traction control, but the Supermoto does. It's nuts. So it's really impressive what they've put together as a track package for a Supermoto bike, right? The other things that they did was they also revised the swing arm here too, so a little bit more stability. So there's a revised swing arm. What comes from the factory is the Metzler slicks, and obviously it's kind of a little worn because we did about 20 laps just to get it kind of broken in, and also did some setup with it. I'll talk about that in a little bit as well. The other thing that I really like is kind of just like a little bit of design changes that are kind of oriented for better feeling on the track. So the seat here has this like texture to make it grippier. So if you can zoom in there, you can see like this textured groove pattern in it. Sorry, it's a little dirty because we've ridden it on it now. They've also revised the foot pegs over here as well, and they have this kind of texture all throughout the bike, and it looks really cool. Also, they have this like brand new livery, which I think looks way better in person than I expected, because it was kind of like, I really like the 2022s. That blue and the orange looks really good together, but when you see this in person here, it just looks really special. It's different, right? The trellis frame is no longer orange, it's all black now, and then they have this like gradient from black to purple, which just looks really different. So kind of cool. And then the exhaust here is also black now instead of like the aluminum finish. And then this handguard here is also black instead of the white from the 2022. One really cool thing that I also noticed that I think a lot of the guys saw at the track that they appreciate is that the hand grip here is really good. So if you can see it, you can actually zoom right through it. You can see me right through it. So this whole part is like a pass through, so it just makes it easier for you to grip and then lift, and move the bike if you need to. So really thoughtful design choice. But that's kind of like an overall of the 2023 revisions. Out of the box, the bike is amazing already, but what we did was we changed some of the suspension, the sag, some of the setup to make it even more track oriented. So we'll talk about that in a little bit as well. So anyways, we're gonna get to it. We do have to do an oil change right now, and we'll chit chat about all the other stuff as we go along. Yeah. The bike's formed, we're going to drain the oil and put some new fresh 10W50 oil in it. And honestly, I know that people can be kind of like brand snobs with oil, but oil is kind of oil, especially if you're tracking and racing a lot and you're just changing it frequently. Like we're going to be changing this probably every single track day. And so right now we're using this Liqui Moly 10W50, which came recommended from some other Supermoto racers. But we also have a bunch of Motorex, so kind of your choice. 10W50 is the way to go. Okay, while Peter's talking about this, I'll tell you guys what we did with the bike setup wise. So essentially, out of the box, the bike was actually super soft, like too soft. On the track, it was clearly very sluggish on turn-in, on corner turn-in. And so we went through the manual, and one of the cool things is that the KTM manuals are all online, so you can download it wherever you are, but they also come with recommended sport settings. So I'll put them up on the screen, but it's a really good baseline, right? Obviously it's not perfect, and everyone's got to adjust it for themselves. Boom, just like that. Okay, so while Peter does that, I'm going to show you guys some of the adjustability on the suspension because it's really good. Like again, my first 450, so I don't have too many things to base it off of, but I'm just really thoroughly pleased with the adjustability of the suspension that comes with it. It's a WP suspension. Of course, it's all in-house for KTM. But let me show you guys. There's adjusters here. There's adjusters down here for rebound. See the little red knob there? Of course, you can change the length of the shock really easily. We did that for the sag. And you come up here, you have adjustments for the compression. Right there, which is just uses clicker, so you don't even need tools. And you've got the air nozzle here for adjusting the air pressure because the forks on these bikes also uses air. It's the WP Air, AER air system. Very trick bit of kit. Yeah, the other things that I also really like are the brakes. So it uses a Brembo system. And so you've got a very serious Brembo caliper here. And then what I think I'm gonna do as the first upgrade, guys, is I'm gonna copy Peter's brake system because he recently, hopefully you guys can see this right here, he recently got this really trick Brembo RCS 15 master cylinder upgrade. And I can tell you that Brembo RCS 15 feels amazing. Like the RCS kits are really good. It's one of my favorite master cylinders, right up there with the Gale Speed master cylinder. Like really good, like excellent feel. I really want to emulate as much of the feel of the RC8C as I can with the 450 because to me, ultimately the 450 is another training tool to help me race better on the RC8C. So I want to emulate as much of that feel as I can with the brake system because that's so important for you to be comfortable with, right? And so that's going to be probably the first thing that we do on the Supermoto. But aside from that, like there's very little to do to upgrade these bikes, right? Yes. They're kind of like ready to go. These bikes are really good, like out of the box, pretty freaking amazing. I know that Super Bike Unlimited, they did a really trick build with like a lot of bling, like carbon parts and this and that, but I don't think we need to go that far with this bike. Really, it's primarily for training purposes and it's primarily for having a ton of fun with friends on track. So.
But feel free to sponsor it.
Yeah, maybe we get more subscribers, I can get some carbon wheels or something on this thing. But yeah, no, it's already so good out of the box, guys. It's really good. Peter, are you gonna race your 450?
Yes.
Yes?
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end of this month, what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the 450s to the big track. If we can get the times really close to like a competitive class for the 450s, then I think Peter will actually enter for his first ever CMRA race. So we'll see how it goes. Here's my RC8C in complete parts. It's like just waiting for suspension still, guys. It's gonna be, I think it's still a couple more weeks before we get the suspension back. So sad. B-roll.
You gotta go from far and then get the...
Okay, I got you.
Portrait mode.
Yeah, see the effort we go to, guys, for this? The good stuff.
Oh yeah. On the money.
On the money. What's up, dude?
What's up, dude?
Say hi to the channel.
What up, what up?
Yo, this is Jesus.
How you doing?
Jesus.
Jesus. Jesus.
Oh, yeah.
First oil change for the 2023 SMR.
I like it, man. It's nice.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm trying to fight the impulse to not buy all the little blingy parts, like the orange anodized oil plug, you know, like the little things.
Good.
No.
Then you want to.
Stop it. No, I think what you have to do is you have to think carefully about what livery do you want, what look do you want, right? And then you kind of go ham with like the colors and stuff. Because there's one of the most fun things about KTM bikes is they have these crazy decal kits that you can buy. And so you can completely change the look of your bike. So I need to go through and see if I want to do that and then figure out like what colors, what accent colors you want on the bike, you know? But they're pretty dope. This thing is sick, guys. That's the only thing I've done so far is the number plate. I had an extra one laying around.
$4 for time. Oil change cheaper.
Peter, rev it a bit. On the side. Like stay. God damn it. Go. All right, let's check the sight level. Can you stand it upright so we can check the oil level? Just straighten it. Scientific. This is how you find true level, guys. Use a leveling app to make it upright. And then you check the sight glass. And it's perfect. That's great. Over half the mark. Good. Good deal. Done. Boom, oil change done. All right, guys. I think that's all we have for you guys today. Hope you guys had fun and enjoyed it. I am really, really excited to get more familiarity and just get more seat time with this freaking badass, awesome bike. So I'll be sharing more track footage and modifications and that whole thing with you guys very, very soon. So hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.